Good morning, everyone. My name is John Mayer, and as a member of our congregation, I am happy to welcome you all to Millwoods United Church. Today is Welcome Back Sunday, so special welcome back to everyone, and also a special welcome to our friends who have joined us from the Zimbabwean congregation. Glad you could join us this morning. This morning, some of us here are here in person, while others participate live on Facebook. Each Sunday we gather to share and celebrate, to discuss our sacred values, to confront the mysteries of life and of love. We welcome you wherever you may be on your spiritual quest or journey, seekers, doubters, questioners, and believers. They all make up our community here. We also celebrate everything that makes you, inclusive of your sexual orientation, your gender identity, and also your cultural background. As an affirming congregation, we work to make the church a place where all of us feel safe and included. We also acknowledge the land. This building in southeast Edmonton is on the traditional and contemporary territory of the Treaty 6 First Nations and Métis Region 4, a traditional meeting ground, gathering place, and traveling route for many Indigenous peoples. We honor and recognize the rich artistic, cultural, and spiritual traditions of the Cree, Nakota Sioux, the Métis, the Dene, Lesotho, Métis, and many, many more Indigenous communities that call this land we share their home. Wherever we find ourselves this morning, let us remember the people who have cared for this land over thousands of years. And all of us are treaty people for which we give thanks. Here is one way in which we can honor the Indigenous communities. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission put together 94 calls to action. We would like to occasionally highlight some of these which we acknowledge when we acknowledge the land that we're on. We listen to one of these calls to action that is directed towards the church. Article number 59. We call upon church parties to the settlement agreement to develop ongoing education strategies to ensure that their respective congregations learn about the church's role in colonization, the history and legacy of residential schools, and why apologies to former residential school students and their families and the communities were necessary. Friends, I'm glad that we can be here together. Every day at this church, people join in. We reach out and we try to make a difference. To read more about the work of our church and upcoming events, you can subscribe to our e-newsletter, What's the Buzz, on the church website. This e-newsletter is put out every Thursday. Now, does anyone have any announcements they'd like to come forward and make? Carla?
Good morning. So this morning is actually our welcome back in the fall service. And so welcome back, everyone. And I know some people have been on vacation and just enjoying the summer weather. And even though we're still getting a little bit of summer weather, we're calling it Welcome Back September. So after the service today, you're all invited to stay. And we've got a luncheon planned for you and lots of food. So please stay and enjoy that with us. So when the service is over, we just ask, I think, is Bruce here? Where's Bruce? Okay, so following Bruce's direction, we'll just move the chairs and get some tables set up so we can relax and enjoy our lunch. So thank you, Bruce. And also, so Carol Reed has been taking care of serving coffee throughout the summer, and now come fall, we're going back to the previous system that we had. So I have a sign-up sheet at the back if you'd be willing to serve coffee one Sunday, or if you'd like to bring some goodies for us to enjoy after the service. So yeah, coffee, we need people to sign up for coffee, and if you'd like to bring some goodies for after the service, really appreciate that too. Thank you.
Thanks, Carla. Any other announcements at all? Okay, I'd like just to say thank you to Brian and Len for providing the music, and our choir, of course, making their season premiere today. So welcome back, everybody. Always good to have you with us. So ordinarily at this point, I would be welcoming up Reverend Eli Carter Morgan to lead our service, but unfortunately, Eli has come down with COVID. So yes, it's that time of year again, so all of us need to take care and be careful. So we hope that Eli is feeling better and will be able to join us real soon. We're missing Eli, of course, but grateful that they value our health and are staying home today. So wishing Eli and their family a very speedy recovery. So at this time, I'd like to call on Elfrida to come forward to begin our service.
Thank you, John. Yeah, and the welcome back lunch was also meant to be a chance to visit with Eli and for Eli to get to know more of us. So unfortunately, that obviously won't happen, but please do stay for lunch. So please join me in the call to worship. Pay attention, children of our Creator God. Pay attention. Take note of the rustling leaves as the youngsters toss and roll. Notice the plaintive call of the geese flying south. Experience the first dazzling frost sparkling in the sun. With the senses that serve you best, experience and celebrate this magnificent earth in autumn season of transition. Take note that the abundant harvest is underway. Our God is once again working with us, encouraging us that we have enough in this world when we share. And I forgot to mention that Eli actually wrote most of this service. As Eli tends to stay on Sunday after church and holds up in the office back there and basically puts the whole service together. So that has worked really well because we only found out on Thursday that Eli wasn't going to be able to be here. So most of this was put together, and of course I've made some changes, so it doesn't all reflect Eli's point of view. So anyway, okay, so please remain seated as we sing Gather Us In. We'll sing it in English and then in French. Most rapidly shorten, may this candle's flame remind us that the holy mystery moves with us through every season. May the flicker of light remind us how this faith community shelters and strengthens the flicker of life within all of us. And now Carol is going to do the This Is Us. Carol?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Carol Hickman. I'm a member of the Church Council and a member of this congregation. This Is Us today is a recap of what Council talked about at their meeting on Tuesday night past. It's going to be lengthy. Sorry about that. So I'm going to suggest something. Everyone stretch. Come on, stretch. Get comfy. Oh, yuck, because you're going to need it. Okay, cross your arms, put your hands by your side, however you want, just be comfortable and we'll start. So the first thing we do is begin by welcoming council members back after the summer break and providing a special welcome to Eli Carter Morgan as they attend their first council meeting of Millwoods United Church. We always talk about an article around living our purpose, which is we are a spiritual community where you can explore your purpose and place. So over the past 3 council meetings, we've discussed ideas from Janet Gear's book, Undivided Love. In a rugged fashion, we have pulled together the results of these discussions and very briefly talked about what they might mean to Millwoods United Church. As we move forward, do these results suggest aspects of our church life which we might celebrate, modify, create, or do differently? We look forward to further discussion and actions, and we'll be bringing that to you as a congregation. A few things took place over the summer that were approved by the chair and chair-elect. We signed Mukta's contract for the next year. Yay. We had funds to repaint the rainbow steps outside. Thank you to the Januski family for doing this. And we had an email vote by council to approve snow removal from November 2nd to March 31st. So you'll have clear paths and parking lot for our attendance during the year. Then we moved into committee updates. Now, we have a lot of committees and a lot of people that volunteer leading these, so I won't go into all the names, but we'll go through some of the updates as fast as I can. Building use noted that we have a projected revenue rental for 2023 of approximately $47,000. And we are exploring a variety of options related to increasing rental revenue in 2024. Worship gave a big thank you to the many people who made our summer services function so well. Thank you, everyone. They were amazing. And as you may have noticed, the script used for Welcome on Sunday morning has been revised and is including a call to action from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission each week. Thank you, John, for reading that this morning. The children's program has reported that we seem to have an increased number of children in our programming on Sunday mornings. So that's wonderful. And I see some of them playing at the back of the church right now. Hey, Calvin, morning. Congregational Care noted that the group is working hard to ensure that no one is left behind. A number of cards were sent out and food provided over the summer to members of our church community. And they've developed a roster of 13 people to provide meals as needed. Thank you to everyone who has signed up for this. It's very difficult to get food when on a moment's notice, so I'm very happy to report that. Carla noted that we're going to have a sign up for Sunday coffee and goodies. So everyone watch for that at the back of the church. Ministry and personnel reported basically the committee's made up of 4 people, each of whom acts as a liaison to one of our staff. So if you have questions or comments about staff or the role they play, please feel free to the liaison. So I'll just let you know who's connected with who. John Mayer works with Eli. Jan Hodge works with Bruce. Jeanette Borstead works with Liliana, our office administrator, and Wendy Eady, who's not here today, works with Brian. So thank you to those 4 folks. Property noted that we have increasing costs for both maintenance and regular inspections needed for various parts of the building, such as the elevator. I guess we're all noticing increased costs in all aspects of our own lives as well, so it does come back to the church as well. The covenanting service that we will be having on October 29th for Reverend Eli, the plans are almost complete for the service, which will include several people from both the Millwoods church community. I've put a call out and I've reached out to the Zimbabwe congregation as well to take part in this, so hope to hear back from them soon. And we'll have someone from the Northern Spirit region participating in the service. Lunch will follow, and we'll have a sign-up sheet at the back as we approach that date. Reverend Eli has been making great progress in contacting and meeting individuals within the church congregation, and he's just thrilled with the drop-in visits that he gets and the calls that he's been making to folks. And finally, under finance, local revenue to August 31st has been $146,361. Expenses have been slightly over that at $156,000 for a shortfall of $11,824. But this is just September. We have 4 months left to go before the end of the year, so I'm sure we'll see changes in that. Missions and service giving has been $12,000, and capital giving has been $2,500. Local giving for the period of June to August was the highest it's been since the past 7 years. So thank you very much to everyone who responded to our Project 10% call and for showing up for us. So this is where it gets a little longer. We had a great conversation about creating a yearly financial plan. We approved the following motion: that Council approve the document celebrating our abundance as we create our future as the guideline for our Stewardship and Budget 2024 planning. This approval marks an exciting time for our church as we move forward into 2024 and beyond. The document is one piece of a two-part plan to create a vibrant and meaningful future for Millwoods United Church, and includes the following points, which will be further developed and communicated to you over the next few months. For the first time since the 2021 year, we are in the fortunate position of having both a full-time minister and church administrator, along with a music leader, a children's program leader, videographers, and contracts in place for custodial work and snow removal. Along with the strength of our volunteer leadership and multiple programming and outreach opportunities, we have amazing reasons to celebrate. Project 10% this past spring raised financial awareness within our church community and added approximately $500 a month to our giving beginning in July of 2023. We sent out approximately 80 letters to people in the congregation and received 21 separate responses, which represented 30 individuals. At this point, we have a reserve of approximately $85,000, of which we have accumulated over the past several years. We can use this reserve, but as you know, it will be reduced each time we do so. While there's a need to clarify and evaluate our specific non-salary expenses, it is important to note that approximately 75% of the budget goes towards staff salaries and benefits. Over the past several years, our church community has moved from volunteers doing certain jobs to paying or providing honorariums to individuals to do this work. This includes the areas of music leadership, children's programming, videography, custodial work, and snow removal. These decisions have been made very consciously, taking into consideration the demographics of our church community and how individuals want to spend their time. We are proposing that our budget approval process and our stewardship work this fall be brought together as one coordinated effort. This would include a two-meeting approach for the congregation, one on Sunday, November 25th, to provide information and goals, and the second on Sunday, November 26th, to provide a final 2024 budget. These meetings will be complemented with information shared through This Is Us, What's the Buzz, and some graphics over the next 2 months. Through this process, we'll be able to do a lot of things. Celebrate our abundance and the many gifts we possess as a church community, including maintaining our current staff and service levels. Share relevant financial and programming information. Suggest specific goals and strategies for increasing revenue through giving, fundraising, and rentals. Determine how much, if any, of our reserve we may use in 2024. Build and present a 2024 budget based on the results we achieve through this process, and be led through the combined efforts of council members and our stewardship committee. And Council is really looking forward to working together over the next few months with stewardship as we do this important work. At this point, there's some things that you can do. Let Randy Round know by October 6th any requests for expenditures you would like included in the 2024 budget. Share with any council member ideas you have for fundraisers that focus on the community beyond Millwoods United Church, and provide any ideas to further enhance rental income from our building or property. And that's me, you'd bring that one too. So, that took care of that agenda item, and that's a lot to digest. But you will be hearing more about that over the next several weeks. The last few things that we talked about was we're going to have a half-day retreat focused on future directions for Millwoods United Church during the afternoon of Saturday, February 3rd. And this is open to anyone in our church community, including present and new council members. And I guess you won't know if you're a new council member until January, but just keep that in mind in case we approach you. Ideas from this time together, which focus on the future, would then be shared at our March 2024 annual general meeting. And we do have a planning group in place. John mentioned this, but I'm going to repeat it. Congregational health. We did have a mention made of the possible resurgence of COVID this fall. We'll monitor the situation and respond as needed. In the meantime, we will ensure there are hand sanitizer and face masks available at the front door for your use. As ever, we encourage everyone who comes into the church to be in good health. Our next meeting for council will be Tuesday, October 24th at 7 o'clock, and we will have it in person here in the sanctuary. Please feel free to let any members of council know if you have questions or comments to share. Your interest, support, and involvement in this work is most appreciated. Thank you for being such an amazing church community and for not yawning during this long presentation.
Thank you, Carol. And just so you know, we had a council meeting, or after every council meeting Rob has made a point of writing up information about what kind of things we discussed, what kind of conclusions we came to and things. So he always writes up something called Council Matters, which gets put into the What's the Buzz immediately after the council meeting has happened. And he also likes to do the This Is Us after our council meetings to also make sure that people know what kind of things we've been talking about at council. So because Rob is still in Ontario at his cottage, Carol, who's the vice chair, has been doing the reading the information today. Okay, so see where we're at here. So our gathering hymn is Come In and Sit Down, Voices United 395. Please stand as you are able to sing this. sit down. And now for a children's story, Lindy has a story for the children, so could they please come up?
Okay, sorry. Oh, there we go. Good morning. As we have been told already, this is Welcome Back Sunday. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so happy that everyone is here with us today. We are missing Eli, and Eli, of course, usually does the children's story. So can you give Eli a thumbs up and his family, because I'm sure he's watching. I'm sure they're watching, and I hope that they are all back here next Sunday with us. Sorry, this has got to go this way. There we go. Okay. So when I found out that I was going to be doing the children's story, I said to Scotland, and you all know Scotland, our granddaughter, and I said to her, this is Welcome Back Sunday. Can you recommend a book that I could read to the children that's all about welcoming and making sure that everybody is welcome and everybody feels that they belong? So she recommended a book called LOL Surprise, Be You. And Daisy has, hold it up nice and high, Daisy has an LOL doll. And as we read the book, I know it's kind of more like a girl's book. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
I know. But I don't want you to think of them as dolls or like a girl's book. I want you to think of them as people. Okay? So it's a really good story. And I was hoping that maybe I'd get some help reading the story. Would some of you volunteer to read a page or two? That would be great. And maybe John would get the microphone just to be sure that we're set to go. So I will show you this picture. Look at all those amazing LOL dolls. Oh, sorry, these LOL people. Thank you for that reminder. And I know everybody who's sitting in their seats, they're going, I wish I'd had an LOL doll when I was little. Hey? Well, maybe not you. Okay. I'm going to read 2 pages, and then Calvin's going to read 2 pages. Okay, very good. Is it on? Okay, you just hold that, darling. There we go. Okay.
Young.
Well, not yet, hon. You wait till I give you the book. Okay. In the LOL, which I believe means lots of love. Is that right?
Laugh out loud.
No. Lots of love.
Laugh out loud.
In the LOL Surprise Squad, everyone is different. They love it. Being different makes them who they are. I bet you want blue hair like that, don't you? Someday. No. Okay, Calvin, are you ready? You read that page. Are you okay there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even when friends are different as yin and yang, they're find balance together.
Yeah. Do you want to read another page?
And A, B, C, D.
Oh, yeah.
A, B, C, D.
Yep.
No, A, B. Oh, yeah. I'm right.
I think so.
So I can just read.
Sure. Read that one too. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Some friends want to wear every bright color they can find. Some prefer black and white. Lame. Both Neon QT and Beatnik Babe rock their styles.
Yes, let me show the pictures. Thank you very much. So there's the pictures of these amazing young people and all of their fancy outfits.
No, wait, let's use blue lines.
Mm-hmm.
That's color.
Yeah, like purpley.
It's a color. I thought you just did black and white.
Oh, yeah, well, that too. Some friends, who's going to read after me? Anybody else like to read? Oh, Calvin wants to read again. Okay. Some friends can be tough, and some can be dainty. But both tough guy and grand queen love to be themselves. Tough guy, grand queen.
Hey, yo!
Okay. You read those 2 pages.
Some friends like to rock out. No, I got to. Some friends like to rock out and metal. Others love to twang in the of country. Metal babe and twang agree that they both love music.
Yes, exactly. My turn?
I agree with the country girl.
You like country music? You have that one? Very good. Oh, okay. So do you like country music or rock and roll? Neither one. Okay. Some friends have short hair and some have long hair. Crop it low or let it grow. All hair is beautiful, right? And even my husband who really has no hair.
It's not beautiful, it's beautiful.
You like that one?
I like that.
I like that one too, yes. Yeah, good.
What is that? That looks like noodles.
It does look like noodles.
like pasta.
It's curls. But yeah, you're right, it does look like pasta. Curly, wavy, and straight hair pulled into a puff or woven into braids. Every style is possible. Every style is fabulous. Right? I love your vest, by the way. Very nice. They look like that too. You've got a good imagination. This squad rocks all skin tones. They are all different, and they all feel strong in their skin. All these people with their different skin tones. Friends have brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes, every color. Their eyes sparkle like sequins when they smile. Do yours sparkle like sequins when you smile? Yes, I think so. Some friends wear glasses. Glasses may look fierce, but they also help these queens see their fab friends.
Wait, these queens?
Just meaning these people. Yeah. Okay, are you going to read the next one?
Sure. No. Friends have different hobbies.
Do you want to read next?
Girl
Yeah, girl. Yeah, it's a funny
likes
spelling.
to garden outside. Tech girl would rather be inside on a computer. Both believe chasing their positions. Sure.
Passion. Chasing their passion. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Did you want to read?
Yeah.
Can Section read a couple pages? Okay.
Bye.
I don't need the mic.
Oh, excuse me. There we go. Okay.
Honeybun likes the low key, low style. Her Majesty loves to be extra. These good friends stay true themselves even though they are different.
Oh, careful. Let's see. I think you want this one and then we'll be done. I'll read the last.
Shiny baby likes sunny days. Drain cutie likes rainy days. Every person is different, just like every day.
Exactly. Oh, sorry. There's some more pictures of these interesting people.
Interesting. That looks like purple noodles again.
You have that one too? This squad can be as different as punk and pop, neon and pastel, or fire and water, but one thing stays the same.
Yeah.
One thing.
They all are human.
They all are people, yes? That's what we said.
Yeah.
Okay. They are friends forever. You have some really good friends?
Yeah.
Probably have some really good friends right here in this building. Hey, I know that I do. So welcome.
Just coming over to my house after church.
Oh, excellent. Very good.
I'm gonna play
Okay.
video games when I get home.
Alrighty, well, we...
Birthday party when I get home.
Oh my God, you are so also busy. That's fantastic.
Friends coming over and I'm gonna
Okay.
be so busy when I get home. I have like all my goalie and like
Good. Okay, we are going to do the blessing. Okay. So do we stand up? I can't remember. Do we stand up? Yeah, we stand up. Oh,
Do we turn that way or that way?
this way, I think. Thank you, dear. Okay. Okay. Oh, here we go. Are we ready? Okay, so we're going to say the first one. Remember, hands? May you meet the sacred... Oh, that's wrong. Sorry. It's the other way around. No? Okay. May you meet the sacred as you stay and hear stories. Oh, right, sorry.
And then the rest of the congregation, I'll be asking.
Good stuff. Now we have.
And let us stand to sing the chorus of Walk With Me as the children go down. You may be seated.
Let us pray. May our hearts and minds be open so that as we listen to these readings, may we find wisdom in these words for our living today. Amen. The reading today is from Matthew chapter 20, verses 1 to 16. The kingdom of heaven is like the owner of an estate who went out at dawn to hire workers for the vineyard. After reaching an agreement with them for the usual daily wage, the owner sent them out to the vineyard. About mid-morning, the owner came out and saw others standing around the marketplace without work, and said to them, "You go along to my vineyard, and I will pay you whatever is fair." At that, they left. Around noon, and again in the mid-afternoon, the owner came out and did the same. Finally, going out late in the afternoon, the owner found still others standing around and said to them, "Why have you been standing here idle all day?" "No one has hired us," they replied. The owner said, "You go to my vineyard too." When evening came, the owner said to the overseer, "Call the workers and give them their pay, but begin with the last group and end with the first." When those hired late in the afternoon came up, they received a full day's pay, and when the first group appeared, they assumed they would get more. Yet they all received the same daily wage. Thereupon, they complained to the owner, "This last group did only an hour's work, but you've put them on the same basis as those of us who worked a full day in the scorching heat." "My friends," said the owner to those who voiced this complaint, "I do you no injustice. You agreed on the usual wage, didn't you? Take your pay and go home. I intend to give this worker who was hired last the same pay as you. I'm free to do as I please with my money, aren't I? Or are you envious because I am generous?" Thus, the last will be first, and the first will be last. Hear what the Spirit is saying to you this morning. May I be blessed with understanding.
This scripture passage evokes all kinds of emotions that the workers in this vineyard must have felt: entitlement, unfairness, perhaps greed, envy, resentment. The first reaction seemed to be to judge the landowner to be unfair or biased without knowing his reasons or motivation. Perhaps the landowner was aware of situations with the later workers, perhaps if they did not get work that day and enough pay, there would be no food for their families. Maybe this was the landowner's way of doing small things with great love. Thus, on the part of the landowner, there are also the emotions of trust, respect, kindness, and compassion. I would like to present 2 short stories from a little book called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff, by Richard Carlson. The first one is about compassion. The second one about choosing kindness over what others perceive to be the right thing to do. So John Woods agreed to read the first story. John?
Let me flick the hair out of my way so that I can see the words properly. Right. Develop your compassion. Nothing helps us build our perspective more than developing compassion for others. Compassion is a sympathetic feeling. It involves the willingness to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to take the focus off of yourself, and to imagine what it's like to be in someone else's predicament, and simultaneously to feel love for that person. It's the recognition that the other person's problems, their pain, and their frustrations are every bit as real as our own, often far worse. In recognizing this fact and trying to offer some assistance, we open our hearts and greatly enhance our sense of gratitude. Compassion is something that you can develop with practice. It involves 2 things: intention and action. Intention simply means that you remember to open your hearts to others. You expand what and who matters from yourself to other people. Action is simply the what to do about it. You might donate a little bit of money or time, or both, on a regular basis to a cause near to your heart. Or perhaps you'll offer a beautiful smile and a genuine hello to the people that you meet on the street. It's not so important what you do, it's just that you do something. As Mother Teresa reminded us, we cannot do great things on this earth. We can only do small things with great love. Compassion develops your sense of gratitude by taking your attention off of all the little things that most of us have learned to take far too seriously. When you take time to reflect on the miracle of life, the gift of hearing, of speaking, of love, and all the rest, it can help to remind you that many of the things that you think of as big stuff are really just small stuff that you're turning into big stuff.
Thank you, John. I imagine the workers who told the landowner that he was doing it wrong and should have done things differently would have felt pretty sheepish after they heard his reasons for doing what he did. Perhaps they came to respect his compassion and his kindness. The second story is titled, Choose Being Kind Over Being Right. We are given many opportunities to choose between being kind and being right. You have chances to point out to someone their mistakes, things they could or should have done differently, ways they can improve. What all these opportunities amount to are chances to make someone else feel bad and make yourself feel bad in the process. Without getting too psychoanalytical about it, the reason we are tempted to put others down, correct them, or show them how we're right and they're wrong is that our ego mistakenly believes that if we point out how someone else is wrong, we must be right, and therefore we will feel better. In actuality, however, if you pay attention to the way you feel after you put someone down, you'll notice that you feel worse than you did before the put down. Your heart, the compassionate part of you, knows that it's impossible to feel better at the expense of someone else. Luckily, the opposite is true. When your goal is to build people up, to make them feel better, to share in their joy, you too reap the rewards of their positive feelings. The next time you have a chance to correct someone, even if their facts are a little off, resist the temptation. Instead, ask yourself, what do I really want out of this interaction? Chances are what you want is a peaceful interaction where all parties leave feeling good. Each time you resist being right and instead choose kindness, you'll notice a peaceful feeling within. Recently, my wife and I were discussing a business idea that had turned out really well. I was talking about my idea, clearly taking credit for our success. My wife, in her usual loving manner, allowed me to have all the glory. Later that day, I remembered that the idea was actually her idea, not mine. Oops. When I apologized to her, it was obvious to me that she cared more about my joy than she did about her need to take credit. She said that she enjoys seeing me happy and that it doesn't matter whose idea it was. Don't confuse a strategy with being a wimp or not standing up for what you believe in. I'm not suggesting that it's not okay for you to be right, only that if you insist on being right, there is often a price to pay, your inner peace. In order to be filled with equanimity, you must choose kindness over being right most of the time. The best place to start is with the next person you speak to. May choosing kindness and compassion bring you peace and joy. Amen. Let us stand as you're able and sing For the Beauty of the Earth. It's in More Voices United, number 226, but we're using the traditional melody, which is in Voices United, number 81. At this time, you are invited to share God's abundance in person, through PAR, or online at the Millwoods United Church website. All of our contributions of time and talent are valued and appreciated and crucial to the work we do at this church. Please stand to sing Grant Us God the Grace of Giving, Voices United 540. Let us stand. Thanks. Please read with me. There we go. Generous God, we bring these offerings this day, and also the offerings given by Par and the work of our hands and hearts. We dedicate the ponderings of slow summer days, the food collected and shared, the listening hearts, the volunteer hours, and the other kindnesses we lovingly bring in other ways. We ask that you multiply our efforts so that the world can be more the way you created it to be. Amen. Please be seated. So before we share our joys, concerns, and gratitude, let us remain seated and we'll sing together, God, listen to your children praying. If you have a joy, a concern, or a gratitude to share, could you please raise your hand and the microphone will be brought to you. And is Wilma here? Wilma?
I just want to tell you that I shared last week that my brother had to go to the hospital, was so concerned and everything. He had a pacemaker put in, came home on Thursday, and the first visit, of course, was to his wife in the care home.
It's good to hear.
It's just a message of Thanksgiving. On Friday, this previous Friday was my birthday. It's just thinking God's grace. You know, the gift of life is a gift that comes from God, and so I'd just like to keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Hi. I just want to thank this church. As the Zimbabwe Church, we've been here for quite a while. And I just want to thank you all for being so welcoming and so kind and so loving throughout this whole entire journey. I've been here since I was young. I'm in university now, and you guys have been continuously so supportive. So this is just my gratitude to you guys, just like a moment of reflection of my own. So thank you to this church, and thank God for this church, because you guys are absolutely amazing.
Thank you for that. That's great. Yeah, it's been great to have your congregation here all these years. It's wonderful. Okay.
I just wanted to say thanks for my sister coming today.
Oh, nice. Okay, and please pray with me then. God, we thank you for the beauty of the earth and for the glory of the skies on these beautiful fall days, for the joy and the love of our brothers, sisters, parents, children, friends. Thank you for giving us the ability to hope and have faith so that we can come to see and understand the presence of God's love in our lives, even as we struggle with concerns for our loved ones. God, you have heard our concerns, our joys, and our gratitude today. Hear our prayers, and in your love answer. Amen. And let us remain seated, and we'll sing together the prayer that Jesus taught us. I meant to ask and add one thank you. Bruce has been providing us with these beautiful plants in the church. Some of them have been here for a long time, but he's so great at taking care of them, and he brings new amaryllis from home when the old one has kind of had its day. So thank you so much, Bruce, for that. Appreciate that. Okay, now please stand as you are able for our closing hymn, Let Us Talents and Tongues Employ. Voice 468. You every day and bring you joy and hope and peace. So this is a reminder to please stay for lunch with us immediately after the service. And if you're able, please help. Bruce will be supervising or telling us where to put tables and things. So if you could please help with setting up tables and moving the chairs around them while the food is brought out. That'd be great. And also, if you haven't put a name tag on, when we're all sitting together like this and visiting over lunch, is a great time to get to know people's names. So can you please just make a point of putting your name tag on before you come to sit down for lunch? Thank you. So as a table grace, let us sing together, Bread is Broken, Voices United 550. And the choir is going to just sing it through once because at least it wasn't familiar to me. So the choir will just sing it through once, and then let's all join in and sing it twice through.